international airliner, and she is an upcoming and the first-time author, and she's none other than Kainaz Jussawalla.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And now, well, we've already talked about Kainaz Jussawalla, and
Oh, but you know what? You haven't said enough, and hold on, because I know Kainaz a wee bit more than you.
I forgot. You know, I had an instinct that she's always going to be a brilliant writer.
Oh, but you don't know, because we've kind of known her from college days.
I know.
Not many years ago, we'd like to think. It's time to talk about our very honorable, distinguished guests who've come here, who've come here only on this occasion. So, Sahil, would you like to introduce our distinguished guest?
Okay. As you all know, we come here for the launch of the book, and it's going to be unveiled by our distinguished guests. And our distinguished guest doesn't need an introduction, our guest of honor. His work has always been very, very fascinating for me. Right from my childhood, I've grown up on his films. I'm sure most of you guys will be agreeing with me that. I mean, right from Zanjeer, Diwar, Sholay, Sita aur Geeta, etc., etc. He's always been a front runner, I must say that. Well, he's not just a writer. He's a poet. He's an ex-parliamentarian. And he's one of the top lyricists of Indian film industry. And he is none other than Mr. Javed Akhtar.
Whoa!
Javed Saab, aaye zara, please, with Kainaz, of course.
Can we have our distinguished guest and the star of the evening on the stage, please?
Come. Sir. जावेद साहब, मैं आपसे गुजारिश करूंगा कि कुछ दो अल्फाज हमारी राइटर एंड इस किताब के बारे में कहें. It will be really nice, sir. Before that, let's do the honor.
Good evening, everybody. It's really a pleasure meeting young people like Kainaz who are still interested in books. Nowadays, when life has taken a kind of a frantic speed and everything is either Googled or found on their mobile smartphones, people have hardly any time, I'm afraid, for books. Leave aside writing. As a matter of fact, they don't have time for reading. But I suppose no medium can replace books. Today I see most of the children are on iPads or they are watching TV, comic books and so on. The difference between an iPad, what provides the visual, audio-visual, or the TV that provides you audio-visual, and the book, is that you are given a menu. It's a fixed menu. This is the visual, this is the image, everything is given to you. There is no participation of the viewer. The viewer is only receiver. But when you are reading a book, particularly fiction, you are making your own locations in your mind. You are making the faces of the characters. You are making the sets of the houses yourself. Everything. So when you read the book, your imagination enriches. Your imagination gets an exercise, which doesn't happen when the visual, everything is provided to you. But for that, obviously, you have to use your own energy, your own mind. Not many people appreciate that. People want easy way out. They want everything on the platter. So wonderful that a girl of her age, who was once upon a time an air hostess. Now, the difference between a writer and air hostess, if you want to become air hostess, it means you have an imagination for flight. And if you are a writer, then you have to have flight of imagination.
That's so beautiful.
So ultimately, our friend has proved that she has flight of imagination. I have seen two kinds of writers in the world. Writers who are exactly the way they write, and writers who are exactly opposite of what they write. I have seen writers who write shocking, very dark stories, but in their personal life they are very gentle, polite, sophisticated. I have seen writers who write very dramatic stories, but then personally they are very simple people. Then at the same time I have seen writers who are witty or who have that tongue-in-cheek quality in their writing, and the same goes in their personal conversation and personality also. So we will have to decide whether she is exactly like her writing or she is opposite. I know about her writing. I have yet to read the book. But whatever little I could gather about the book is that these stories are mysterious, dark, naughty, and sometimes very cruel. So now we will have to toss a coin to find out whether she is exactly like that or she is exactly opposite of that. So nevertheless, in either cases, my best wishes to you. Good luck to you, and I hope that, I'm sure that this novel, this book collection of short stories will be appreciated, because whatever little I have read, that has made me very curious, and I am going to read it from cover to cover, that for sure. Thank you.
About your book.
Okay, firstly, thank you so much, Javed Saab. It is absolutely lovely to be spoken of so well by you. I'm really, really happy about it. And thank you, Sahil and Appy, for the introductions. I think you all know a lot about me already, but it's for the audience to decide. Let me start by saying that an author's journey is not just a writer's journey, but the journey of the soul. My soul is restless and relentless, obstinate and completely uncontrollable when it comes to following or chasing my dreams. Those who know me as a compulsive rule breaker, just when they have figured me out, I do something completely bizarre, and I astound myself as well. So coffee days, champagne nights, and other secrets, the duality, I believe, is the game of life. And I do believe that all of us are wearing some kind of mask, some kind of secrets. And whoever says they don't have a secret are simply fooling themselves or us. I'd like to say something about my book. I started off, I think, a couple of years ago. And I'd always decided that I wanted to be an author, a writer with the journalist background I had, but I always made excuses. And when I lost my grandmom at the age of 103, most of you all know that, I realized that I need to take charge of my life. The dream that I promised her, the promise that I gave her was completely unfinished. And that's when I decided that, it's time for no more games, no more excuses, get out there and do it. And she waited till 103 just to see me as an author. And unfortunately, she's not here. But I'm sure wherever she is, there is a connection. Let me also say something about my book, which I found this, there are 7 short stories. And yes, they are dark, they are twisty, they are edgy. But most of it, they're based on some kind of reality. There's some kind of thread of realism in all of them. And when people ask me, which is the most challenging story that you've written, I always say they're all close to my heart. But there is story number 2, which is called Twisted Souls. And we all have a Ranjana Roy in us. We are strong, yet fragile. We are very loving, yet we have so much of guilt. And so we have this lady who is so strong, she has everything going for her. But when it comes to the crux of the matter, whether she can make it or whether it turns fatal, that's the story. And I think everyone has some emotion in them. So I hope you'll enjoy it. And if you all haven't picked it up, I hope you'll love reading it. And it is an emotional roller coaster. So as I said on my video, please enter at your own risk. Thank you.
Thank you, Kainaz, and congratulations on the book launch. Well, this evening would not have been possible without the right partners. I'm talking about WRITE now. The Right Place is the premier destination for authors to arrive with a raw manuscript and see it being transformed into a finished book. Launched in 2014, this publishing initiative by Crossword Bookstores was started with the aim to enable aspiring authors and ultimately connect them to the right audience, RIGST, right audience.
The WRITE place not only takes care of pre-press services, but also design, production, distribution, warehousing, logistics, marketing, and most important of it all, sales. at Crosswords bookstores as well as also most online bookstores in India. So far, The Right Place has published over 40 books under its banner across a range of genres. Crosswords, as you know, is a bookstore range of stores, aims to be the point of cultural and social interaction.